Mini episode 1556 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You'll want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge Mini episode 1556, the weekly FDH football preview show. I'm FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our fantasy and non-fantasy preview for Week 14 of the 2022 NFL season, as well as a look at Week 15 of the college football season. For last week's college pick, we were 0-1 and are 19-11 for the season. Our pick this week is Army -1 over Navy. Our picks for the college football playoff would have been 1 Georgia, 2 Michigan, 3 Ohio State, and 4 Alabama, with that leading to Georgia versus Alabama in the Peach Bowl, and Michigan versus Ohio State 2 in the Fiesta Bowl. Frankly, we would have only had Alabama slotted over Tennessee because of the Hendon Hooker injury. The rest of our final top 10 for the regular season would go as follows: 5 Tennessee, 6 TCU, 7 Clemson, 8 Utah, 9 Kansas State, 10 USC. We don't have any quarrel with the teams in the New Year's Six Bowls, although Penn State over Washington feels like a coin flip. Courtesy of Fox Sports, here's a look at how the committee would have slotted these teams if we were already on the 12-team playoff system that's coming in 2024. Remember, the byes on that system are reserved for the 4 highest-ranking conference champions, with the other 2 highest-ranking champions among the other 8 teams. First-round byes would go to the following teams: 1 Georgia, 2 Michigan, 3 Clemson, 4 Utah. And here's the first-round matchups: 9 Kansas State at 8 Tennessee, 12 Tulane at 5 TCU, 11 Penn State at 6 Ohio State. Hey, how would that game go? And 10 USC at 7 Alabama. That last one's yummy. Here's our NFL top 10 for this week: 1 Philadelphia, 2 Buffalo, 3 Kansas City, 4 Dallas, 5 Minnesota, 6 Cincinnati, 7 Miami, 8 Baltimore, 9 Seattle, 10 Tennessee. Here's your bottom 5: 28 Chicago, 29 LA Rams, 30 Indianapolis, 31 Denver, 32 Houston. In the NFL, we're going for our 4th season since 2016 of being profitable, i.e. above 52.4%, picking every game of the season. After being above it the first 4 weeks, now we're below it after a rough stretch. Last week we were 9-6, 1-2 on the Big Three, and 0-1 on the lock. We're 88-106, 18-20-1, and 8-5 on the season. Atlanta, Chicago, Green Bay, Indianapolis, New Orleans, and Washington are on the bye. Here's our picks for this week: Las Vegas -6.5 over the LA Rams, Dallas -17.5 over Houston, the New York Jets +10 over Buffalo, Minnesota +1.5 over Detroit, Philadelphia -7.5 over the New York Giants, Baltimore +2 over Pittsburgh, Tennessee -4 over Jacksonville, Kansas City -9.5 over Denver, Miami -3.5 over the LA Chargers, and New England -1.5 over Arizona. For our Big Three, it's Seattle -4 over Carolina, and Tampa Bay +3.5 over San Francisco. And in the 1,000-star gold-plated lock of the millennium for NFL Week 14, it's Cincinnati -5.5 over Cleveland. Now for our fantasy football segment. Remember, we strongly discourage fantasy over managing. You don't pull your top guys unless they're hurt or on a bye, period. Don't let the matchups or everything geeks tell you anything different. Here's our list of guys you go with as long as you're confident that they'll be playing. QB: Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, and Aaron Rodgers. Running back: Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, and Jonathan Taylor. Wide receiver: Devontae Adams, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, and CeeDee Lamb. Tight end, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Darren Waller. Remember, our Thursday night game picks and fantasy recommendations are up every week on our Twitter page at the FDH Lounge. Now here's our non-gimme picks for the week. We like 5 QBs: Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, and Tua. We like 15 running backs: Saquon Barkley, Travis Etienne, Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs, Isaiah Pacheco, Samaje Perine, Dameon Pierce, Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders, Ramondre Stevenson, Devin Singletary, DeAndre Swift, Rachaad White, Jamal Williams, and Jeff Wilson. We like 21 wide receivers: Brandon Ayuk, Keenan Allen, A.J. Brown, Marquise Brown, Amari Cooper, Gabe Davis, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, T. Higgins, Mac Hollins, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones, George Pickens, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Smith, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Jalen Waddle. And we like 3 tight ends: Pat Freiermuth, TJ Hawkinson, and Dalton Schultz. Thank you for joining us for this week's FDH Football Preview Show.